brilliant footwork. Can Paulson get it? This is brilliant for Western Province.
For generations, this place has made players, a heritage unrivaled, a rugby community unlike any other, the pinnacle for young talent in our region, a place where belief begins and legends are made. But every journey has a next step. In the professional era, clarity matters. One system, one standard, one professional identity. Forged in province, now united as Stormers.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here today at a wet and blustery Stormers Rugby High Performance Centre in Bellville. Joined by Gareth Wright as we were last week as we get ready to watch DHL Stormers 23 take on the Lions 15. Lions 15 sitting pretty on the top of the log and need one point basically from today's match to secure their place in the final. DHL Stormers 23 can get right in the mix for the final reckoning. We've got this match this weekend, same match again next weekend in Johannesburg, which will basically determine the places for the final. Gareth, you've probably kicked more on this field than anyone else. You understand what it takes here. What do you make of conditions today?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Terrible conditions here as the rain begins to filter in again. So there's a very heavy wind as you look at your screens from right to left. And it is all to play for this DHL Stormers 23 side, who will be looking to get a bonus point win over the Lions. Of course, they're sitting in third position with 10 log points. The Lions are on 20 points, as you mentioned, and the Bulls, who are taking on the Sharks as we speak, are on 12 points. So all to play for this DHL Stormers 23 side, and we are in for an absolute crackerjack. Both sides are wanting to keep the momentum going, specifically after last week.
We saw a really encouraging performance last week. It was 41-7 at DHL Stadium against the Hollywood Bets Sharks under 23. We saw some great tries that day. Obviously they're going to be looking for a repeat, but I think team selection, let's have a look at the teams. The DHL Stormers 23, there's one change to the backline, and it's JL du Plessis, the experienced JL du Plessis coming in at 10, whereas we had Dominic Malchus last week. Otherwise, the backline unchanged. Some good continuity there, Gareth.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see Jean-Luc du Plessis back after a lengthy injury. He brings a wealth of experience and he'll look to calm proceedings down. Of course, I was mightily impressed with Jonathan Roach, who stuck his hand up last week, as did Divan Fuller, the man who grabbed 4 tries in last week's outing. Yeah,
let's look at that loose trio. I mean, Divan Fuller, you're right, 4 tries. We've then got Hachiva Daimani, also scored a try of his own. Plus, in at number 8, Keke Marabi. Obviously, he also starred off the bench for the Stormers in that win against the Glasgow Warriors, scoring a maul try.
Absolutely, as our loose trio is going to be critical in today's proceedings. Of course, they're up against a very seasoned loose trio in the Lions. Via Steenkamp, of course, captains their side. So, all to play for. Taimani will look to light the fire and ignite them up front, and Marabi will give them gain line, hopefully, with his strong carries that he showed so evidently last week in that Stormers pulsating one over Glasgow.
Hachiva, known for his vibrant hairstyles. He's always got something up his sleeve, and I think we've got a special treat for everyone today. So have a look out for Hachiva's dye job. Next to him, we've got Hachiva with the leopard print on his head. Then we got the Buffalo, Keke Marabi. Big, powerful man, create momentum, stop momentum. Then if you look at the loose forwards on the bench, we've got the all-action Alutawesi. He was really impressive last week. He just energized the bunny, keeps going. And then Wandile Mlaba, very exciting prospect at number 8. He's back from injury as well. We've seen him play for the Stormers once, and it'd be good to see some more from him today, Gareth.
Absolutely, and he represented South Africa under 20 with aplomb. He was outstanding in that World Cup winning side last year. and he will be looking to garner some momentum in today's outing against the Lions as we see them take the field. They'll be playing into the stiff breeze as the DHL Stormers 23 side look to take the field, and they'll look to make judicious use of the boot with a ever strengthening breeze at their back. Michael,
talk to me about the wind here, Gareth. I mean, as I said, no one's kicked more on this field than you. You've been instrumental in the kicking careers of the likes of Mani Libok, Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. You've put in some hours on this field. What are going to be the challenges today?
Well, it's going to swirl a little bit on this pavilion side as we see the DHL Stormers 23 side coming down the stairs. It will swirl definitely, and out of the corners it moves across the face of the uprights as we see the captain of this 23 side and Josh Bull leading the troops out. Good to see Luca Buckus. Of course, his dad was a stalwart for Grick, was tough as teak, and those genes run deep within his son.
Joining Luca in the front row this week, we've got Nhleli Kuzwayo and Herman Libber. They both played off the bench last week. Good young prospects. Henkus van Wyk going to bring some impact off the replacements bench this week. And then in the second row, the experienced Gary Porter alongside Tom Barnard, who was so impressive last week.
Absolutely. Gary Porter, a seasoned campaigner, and Tom Barnard really stuck his hand up last week. He was physical in the tight exchanges. He showed some neat touches in open play. And you touched on Herman Libber. Well, big things are expected of him in his career, the former Stellenberg learner.
All right, looks like JL du Plessis ready to get us underway. Of course, JL making his Stormers debut back in 2016, so he's been around the block, knows a thing or two, and it'll be exciting to see him pulling the strings today with this backline that we saw in action last week, scoring so many tries.
Absolutely, as Dylan November, today's referee, gets us underway.
Du Plessis goes deep, Lions 15, take it up to the 22, secure the ball. There's scrum of Zian Cilliers. Playing some rugby in there, 22, just trying to set up the exit here. Rain is now spitting down. It's coming and going, Gareth.
Absolutely, but an opportunity now for the Lions to get out of their 22 area, and it's a decent touch finder from Cilliers. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see what the DHL Stormers 23 can do from the line out on halfway. Buckus making use of the towel, got to keep it dry. Going to be tricky throwing the ball in these conditions as well. I mean, it's not just the kickers who have to contend with the wind.
Absolutely, look for front ball, and that's a good contest from the Lions. It's slapped through.
Lions 15 come away with it, but it's sloppy ball. They're on the back foot. DHL Stormers 23 got to come up quickly, and it's Roche who's holding his man up in the tackle. Lions 15 managed to secure it, and Cilliers taking his time, just getting his team organised. Here they come, nice double tackle there. Fuller involved as they drive them backwards. Gary Porter coming in to lend a shoulder. Really going anywhere. Cilliers now goes to the boot again. Obviously not afraid to use the boot. And it's secured there by JC Mars, who was really good under the high ball last week. Here come the DHL Stormers 23 for the first time. Ezekiel Ngubeni, live wire scrum off. Fuller passes, and there's the leopard print from Daimani. Must have been knocked forward in the tackle there. DHL Stormers 23 do well to secure it. And it goes to Porter. Puts his head down. Ngubeni there at the base. Looks like he's going to be kicking as well. Might be a bit of that today, Gareth.
Absolutely. The conditions don't allow for running rugby as Ngubeni goes to the heavens.
Good contest from Mars there. And it's knocked on by the Lions 15. So we'll have the first scrum of the game. DHL Stormers 23 just inside their own half.
Good start by Ngubeni, putting it up into the heavens, and a good contest from Mars, as you mentioned. Getting in to that aerial contest early is critical if you are to win the ball, and he showed his skill set there.
It's almost like we've seen JC Mars grow in confidence through this competition, especially with the aerial skills. He's really shown a willingness to go up and compete for the ball in the air, and it's paying dividends for this team.
And it's something he spent a lot of time on the training field, so those fruits are being born in matches, which is pleasing to see.
First scrum of the game, always crucial. We've got quite a young front row for the DHL Stormers 23, so they'll want to make an early impression. Libber, Kuzwayo and Buckus. Of course, the power from Keke the Buffalo Marabe at the back. It's a good shove. It's a good shove. Here they come. Referee's given advantage. Ngubeni gets it up to Mars. There's a step, and he's wrapped up by Saliers. No advantage being blown as of yet. Ngubeni keeps it. And there goes Fuller. So impressive last week. Makes some ground in the carry. We'll go back for the penalty.
Well, no advantage. Standing up at the scrum, and a good start for Messrs. Kuzwayo, Bacchus and Libba. Strong first scrum. The back five added their weight. And now an opportunity for Jean-Luc Duplessis to carve off some real estate down this building side touchline.
Right, we'll see another line out. First one was contested well by the Lions 15. So we'll see now if Bacchus can find his jumpers. Really tough conditions here. I say it's not raining consistently, it's coming and going. But the wind is blowing.
You have a swirling wind to contend with. They will most definitely put a pot up at turn forward. We see the doctor's shirt fluttering there in this ever increasing breeze.
This one goes to Porter, and again it's lost. Lions 15 come away with it. It's another set piece loss for the DHL Stormers 23. They're going to want to sort that out quickly. Lions 15 go wide now. You can see how slippery that ball is. You can see how difficult it is to bring under control. Damani did well to get across and make the hit. Can't miss him with the leopard print on his head. Lions 15 secure it, and Saliers got it at the base again. Looks like they're going to try and bash their way out of their own territory, but DHL Stormers 23 doing well to make some double tackles early on. Not really making much ground with the ball in hand, so they're going to go to the air. Saliers again goes to the boots. This one's hanging up there, and it's a great take from Dylan Miller at fullback, and he makes some forward momentum. Here come the DHL Stormers 23 now, with Morabe rampaging over the 10 meter. Ngubeni, again, good meters made in the tackle, and it's quick. Referee says you need to roll away, and Ngubeni takes it quickly, not slow this guy, and it gets it out to Miller. Great little dummy there. Miller's in here. Can they get the support? Can they get the quick ball? It goes to the forwards now. Daimani, what can he conjure up? They're right there now. Ngubeni needs quick ball, and he gets it. Kuzwayo goes hard and low, but he is met well in the tackle and picked up and dumped back. However, DHL Stormers 23 still have it. Here goes Daimani. What can he do? Some quick feet from Daimani is what you expect from him. Ngubeni's got it again as they keep hammering away now. Duplessis calling for the ball, and he gets it from Ngubeni. A little show, puts his head down this time. It's quick ball again, but the Lions 15 look well organised in defence. Tom Barnard taking it into contact there. Phase after phase in the 22 now. Good discipline on defence from the Lions 15 thus far. DHL Stormers 23 keep bashing away. Giving it a bit of width this time. It is quick ball they're getting at each ruck. Here goes Fuller, so dangerous last week, making meters, and he gets good support. The ball spits out, but it's on the right side. Here goes Daimani again. He's seen a lot of the ball in these early exchanges. Always makes a yard or two with his feet. Forwards taking control. This is kind of what you expect in these conditions. Referee's going to blow that one. It was a knock-on at the point of contact there from the Lions 15, so we'll have another scrum, Gareth.
Well, good passion shown by this DHL Stormers 23 side. Good defence, one must say, from this Lions 15. And however, it is put in 5 metres from that Lions 15 try line. Just felt that they needed to change it up a little bit, get the forwards and the pack into the game, pick and go, try weather this Lions 15 side down. First real opportunity for the Stormers 23 side, this DHL Stormers 23 side. And they look quite composed inside the 22 metre area. That will please the coaching staff no end.
They want to make the territorial advantage count here though, Gareth. They're in position now. They've managed to get the ball into the 22. Lions 15 look well organised on attack. Obviously it's early doors, and most teams are going to look organised early on.
Absolutely, but they have the added advantage of some very hefty men up front. So, scrum time. We saw it happen in the first scrum. Now, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to have an all-8 shove here. Try rumble it over. That'll be the call from scrum coach Brock Harris.
potent midfield for the DHL Stormers 23 as well. We saw Johnny Roche and captain Josh Bull really prominent last week. They'll be looking to stamp their authority in midfield again.
Great mates and a great centre combination. They read each other so well to the two J's, Johnny and Josh. Right now, what can the Stormers 23 conjure up here now? Close to the line. Daimani's got a rapid pace. If he gets a right shoulder, you might well see him break off the back.
I see Daimani packing down at 8. Obviously, he's down as the blindside flank, but so, as you say, so threatening from the base of the scrum. He's got it, and they've got good momentum forward with the advantage. So what can they do here? They go wide, and it's out to Dylan Miller. It's an easy run in for Suleiman Hartzenberg. That was textbook. Straight out of page 1 of the textbook. It's exactly what you needed.
Great soft skills from Dylan Miller. Well, he started this game with absolute aplomb. Wonderful scrum, set the base, and then quick hands down that blind side. Jean-Luc Duplessis, as we see the replay, look at the work done by the pack. The penalty advantage, a free hit, and then quick hands from Duplessis, and the soft touches from Miller, drew and passed, and it is Suleiman Hartzenberg is in for the opening score.
That was great work from JL Duplessis there to draw in the second defender. Then basically all Miller had to do was draw and pass. I'm not sure Suleiman Hartzenberg has scored an easier try than that.
Oh, good to see him back in the running, Suleiman Hartzenberg. You'll be hoping for more of the play going his way this weekend. Saw precious little of it last week. However, now attention focuses to Jean-Luc Duplessis. There's a massive drop-off on that side of the field. He's given that a solid thump. And over she goes. What a great kick from Jean-Luc Duplessis. Coming up the hill. Could have been at Lord's. But a wonderful kick to add the 2 extra points. And then the pack laid the foundation. Quick hands from Messrs Duplessis and Miller. And easy as you like for Suleiman Hartzenberg. It's the DHL Stormers 23 that lead this contest after 9 minutes by 7-0.
Well, Gareth, that touchline conversion was basically against all the odds. He was running uphill, kicked it from far out on the right, slotted it with ease. Must have a good coach. Good contest there from the Lions 15, and they win the kickoff back, but it's lost forward. And we'll have another scrum for the DHL Stormers 23. You can see the Lions desperate to get into this contest, to win a territorial advantage, get their hands on the ball and make their presence felt.
Good high-hanging restart and good competition in the air. However, it's gone the way of this DHL Stormers 23 side. Now, it's so hard to defend this part of the field. The Lions have dropped their right winger back, so if the Stormers get their ascendancy at scrum time, they could feed JC Mars up this blind side. He's got acres of room to work with here. It's just whether Jean-Luc Duplessis has spotted the space.
Gareth, is this a case of you've got to make use of the wind at your back while you've got it? So the DHL Stormers 23 really wanted to put some money in the bank in this first half because it's going to be tough after half time.
Absolutely, Mike. And this wind is probably about a 15 to 23 point wind. And they'll look to make use of it. And again, the pack is leading the charge.
That one spills out in the way of the Lions 15, and here they've got an opportunity to run into the wind. Hard up in midfield, and it's a good tackle. Lost forward in the tackle again. So the DHL Stormers 23 will be able to consolidate. See what they can do here. Good contest on the ground, but they should still have advantage from the knock-on. JL Duplessis digging in there, doing some work. There goes Libba. Big carry. Lost forward, so we'll come back for the original knock-on from the Lions 15. 10 minutes gone here. DHL Stormers 23, 7-0 up. With these wet and wild conditions, Gareth, scrum advantage key, and we've seen every single scrum the DHL Stormers 23 go forward.
Not just scrum advantage, set piece. So that ties into lineouts, it ties into restarts, and of course territorial dominance is key on days like today. Fourth scrum, 11 minutes. That's what we're in for, Mike.
Scarron Tabeni, we saw him last week. Here he is again with Andre Smith. A couple of the Stormers boys showing their support.
A promising Scarron Tabeni, 100 caps, one team, one club man. So wonderful servant of the game down here in the Western Cape.
Great to see a couple of the senior Stormers out here. We saw Ruan Null here this morning. Might come across and join us in commentary a bit later. Another strong shove from the DHL Stormers 23. Tabeni gets it out to the back line, and Duplessis has a chance to run at them. Great pass, but it's intercepted. they had their advantage from the scrum. As you say, Gareth, there's a bit of a free hit there. Makes some magic, doesn't come off, come back for the penalty.
Well, the Lions are under huge pressure at scrum time. I tell you what, that 8 of this DHL Stormers 23 side is putting them under the cosh, and it is a real concern. 4 scrums, 4 penalties have gone the way of this DHL Stormers 23 side, as du Plessis will look to carve off some territory, and that's a useful touch finder that gets his side into that Lions 15 half.
Well, we talk about scrum culture. It's not just about can the first team scrum. This shows the depth. This shows that the guys at the next level, they're the guys who are having to scrum against the likes of Nithling Fouchier, Ali Famark at every scrum session. So they're obviously learning a thing or two.
And they get repetitions, of course, coming into the frame next year. Wilco Lone, Nithling Fouchier, as you touched on. And don't forget, his predecessors in Kitsoff and Malhaba have really put some of these young guys through their paces.
First line out one from the DHL Stormers 23, and Roche goes straight up the middle, makes some ground, and here they've got a bit of momentum. Bacchus goes hard and low, making meters with every carry here. Who can Ngubeni find now? Nice little pop pass, and it's Roche again who pops up there. Keep the ball alive. Kuzwayo now as they go into the 22. Again, they're going to want to make this territorial ascendancy count. Here comes Marabe, the Buffalo. He's met in the tackle by 2 Lions 15 defenders. Takes at least 2 to bring the Buffalo down, and he's lost it forward.
He's been held up just too high in his carriage, was Keke Marabe. Some good work on defence. As we see a sparse crowd that has gathered down here in Bellville.
These are the dedicated DHL Stormers fans, aren't they, Gareth? They've come out on a wet day in Bellville, and those are the people we should really be thankful for. Heart and soul.
Core friends and parents in my book. Well, Mark, it's great that you touched on some of the players from the DHL Stormers have graced us with their presence, and none other than the DHL Stormers captain Ronald. We'd like to welcome him into the commentary box. Ron, what have you made of the first 14 or so minutes?
Gee, Mikey, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been good. I feel we've obviously been playing in the right areas of the field. Maybe a little bit rushed on the ball from what I can pick up. I haven't seen the full 13 minutes, but the last 7 to 8 minutes what I've seen, I think like obviously it's wet conditions, so maybe just respect the ball a little bit more, when we're coming to the general phase play.
I was saying, Rowan, that we've got the right man here, because I don't think anyone's kicked more balls on this field than Gareth Wright. He's been on about the wind, obviously a big factor today.
Yeah, definitely. From what I can feel standing up here, we're probably with the wind. And obviously I think Jail back at 10, he's also kicked more than enough balls on this training field of ours. So it's probably like we're getting into the right areas. It's probably just respecting the ball a bit more when we get down there.
Ron, while we're on a break here, just run us through last week, a real stellar performance from the DHL Stormers side against Glasgow and laying down a marker. What was the chat after that in the week?
Yeah, gee, I think it's been well documented about the tough week prior to that against Connacht. So leading up obviously to the Glasgow game, the boys obviously knew that we're going to have to lift the mood in camp a bit, just to start getting back on track with the results. So obviously Connacht slip up, but just really happy for the boys to put in a performance like we did last week.
Great position here. How important is it when they got this territorial advantage, from a psychological point of view as a player on the field, where you want to actually turn that pressure into points?
Yeah, definitely, Mikey. Like I said, we're getting down there now. Obviously it's their ball, but I feel like our scrum's been functioning pretty well right now. So if we can put them under pressure, put a little bit of extra pressure on them, maybe force a bad kick, you can end up with a line out quite in your favour here. So hopefully they can execute that play right now.
Well, you touched on the quick scrum. That's exactly what the Lions wanted. They didn't want to get into an arm wrestle as Mentor gets through. Good hit from du Plessis.
Lions 15 with the penalty just inside their own half. That was their first scrum of the game, and they did well to get it out quickly. They obviously learned from the couple of scrums where they went backwards, where the Stormers had to put in.
Yeah,
now they'll have an opportunity to get a bit of territory here.
Quick heel, and they broke off the back, so that'll be their recipe to contend with this all-out shove from the DHL Stormers 23 as the fluff of the Lions in Matt Kutsia-Fan's touch on that grandstand touchline, one might call it.
Yeah, look, you can obviously see what they're trying to do there. They're pretty much against the wind there, so trying to go with the running option. Obviously a bit of a breakdown infringement there, so quite a clever play from them, trying to keep the ball in hand.
They go up and they win their own line-out ball, set them all. Lions 15 with the advantage as well, so they'll have an opportunity now to have a red-hot crack. with a bit of a free hit. Go to the back line. Kutsia gives it to the forwards. They get over the advantage line. DHL Stormers 23 going to have to show what they can do on defense here. Lions 15 operating with advantage as well. Some hard work there from Bull, getting stuck in. Good hit there from Divan Fuller. He flew off the line. Another double tackle. Well organised defence from the DHL Stormers 23. Ron, you know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, obviously, I think when you start defending, 5, 6, 7 phases, you're building a bit of pressure there. So, can we be clinical now at the breakdown? Not concede a stupid penalty. Just continue with this discipline on the front line there. So, obviously, a bit of an unforced error there. So,
great double tackle, and they'll go back for the penalty. That was the first infringement at the Moor, but that must be encouraging on defence. Luckily, they've got an outside centre at captain, Ron. That must help.
Yeah, definitely. Let's back the outside centres for captaincy. It's been good. It's like I said, when you can defend them for 9, 10 phases, obviously you don't want to infringe there, giving away an advantage, because they'll just continue to test that front line. But hopefully they can have another set like that when they go into the 22. Yeah.
Ron, just on in terms of making reads out the back and obviously watching the front door first, what is the sort of mindset as an outside centre going into a game like today?
Yeah, I think it probably just depends on what the attack shape is that you're facing on the weekend. What we tend to see up at the URC level is teams start to play much more from depth. So it's probably just about being patient in that front line before you're biting in.
Great contest from the DHL Stormers 23. Dive on it and they come away with it. That was crucial. Lost forward in the tackle, but that was a great attacking platform for the Lions 15. Could have set them all there and really threatened the try line. So at least they pushed them back to the 22 now, and Lions 15 will have the put in at the scrum.
Well, Luther Buckus showed great enthusiasm to nip that in the bud. So great anticipation from Buckus. He's had a lively start as the hooker, scrummed well, shown his presence in the carries and put in 1 or 2 neat hits. Oh, you see the crowd just filtered in here. Good to see them dressed nice and snug.
The unicorn umbrellas are out. It's the diehards that are out here in Bellville today. Fantastic to see.
Ron, you touched on this one day. What do you reckon in your book is a sort of sizable lead or a points that you'd like to be ahead of in the scorecard come half time?
Look, ideally I think you want to be leading, but any time you can go 2 scores ahead, might just nudge it to 3 scores. I think you're starting to get in not a comfortable position, but obviously ideal position to enforce yourself a little bit more in your game plan there.
Another big shove, but the Lions 15 managed to get that one away. Here they come again, Celiers. Marabi having a sniff at the breakdown, ball spits out. Lions 15 keep coming. So they come up to the 22 now. Come back the other way. Again, great hit from Barnard there in midfield. DHL Stormers 23 looking hungry on defense. That's what you want to see. Goes wide now. Hartzenberg's out there. He makes a good hit. Wraps him up. You're going nowhere, son. And they get over the ball. This is great hunger from the DHL Stormers 23. Lions 15 now having to play with the back foot. Again, another big hit, and they're on the 22. Really encouraging stuff on defense here from the DHL Stormers 23. Making those doubles consistently, Ron.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're showing some great patience on the line there. Obviously, defensively, stopping them quite easily, on that gain line there. So, if we continue to do that, it'll be a great defensive set for us.
Here we go. They're in over the ball again. Good tackle made, and they pushed them all the way back, almost to the 10-meter line now. Buckus has a look. Lions 15. It's dried up a little bit out there now. Obviously, the ball will still be quite slippery, and they've got the ball back. Duplessis with the relieving kick. And that's all the way back in the 22. Mars with the chase. And he's done well. Ball is still in play. DHL Stormers 23 right up to halfway now. Here they come with Marabe. Maybe a little bit high in the carry again. As Ngubeni comes in. Looks like they might put boot to ball, yeah. JC Mars will be after this one for sure, but it's charged. Here comes JL, and he puts it high.
great discipline shown on defence from DHL Stormers 23 side, and then a late tackle coming in, poor discipline from the Lions, and all that pressure has been alleviated, and that really deflates the side, doesn't it, Ron?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think there was a massive defensive set. If we can somehow turn this field position, maybe go to the corner there, back our maul, the forwards get stuck, and if you can convert this pressure to points now, I think it's a real psychological win for them, all the way into their 22, into our 22, and then actually conceding points. So, let's just hope they're really clinical down here.
Well, the first line functioned the way the Lions started, the second, and then eventually the DHL Stormers 23 side got it going. So you can bet your house that he'll be looking to knock us on the 5, and they'll look to maul it over. They've been well renowned for their maul prowesses, have the DHL Stormers, and that would have been passed down to this DHL Stormers 23 side.
Yeah, well, you got experienced Gary Porter calling the line out, so it'll be interesting to see which option they go for here. This is a great attacking opportunity. It goes up, Barnard fumbles it, but they come away with it. Maybe a little bit lucky there. Looks like it's been lost. And the Lions 15 will run it from behind their own try line. Audacious stuff here from the men from Johannesburg. Great tackle there from Suleiman Hartzenberg. Stops him in his tracks. So they haven't managed to get too far, but DHL Stormers 23 will be frustrated with the way that line out is malfunctioning so far. It's really not allowing them to make use of the territorial advantage they've had so far in this game. Cilliers now with the relieving kick on the left foot. It's a good one. Here comes Mars. He's going to have a full go here. Watch out for the step. With the pace, he goes into the 22, but again, it's lost forward in contact. That'll be frustrating, but kind of part of the deal when you're playing in these conditions, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as soon as I got on here, I said I feel like we maybe not respecting the ball all, as much as what we should do. Same thing there, line out, perfect opportunity maybe to get points, really get stuck into that maul, but we're just not clinical there in that area. So I definitely think that might be a point of discussion for them going into half time, just to convert on those opportunities.
And just in conditions like this, Ron, when you carry into contact, what message would you have for the players around you? Would you carry hard on your chest? Would you look to force the offload? How would you see things?
No, I think it's probably just to keep it a little bit closer. I think you can easily mistake yourself by putting too much pace on the ball with this. It is slippery conditions. Probably just protecting the ball a little bit more, within the carries. So, weather like this, probably just, like I said, get stuck into them, probably just have a little bit more connection, try and speed up the breakdown, if anything, and see what opens up for there. But I definitely think loose play is not the answer in wet games like these. Yeah,
we see the one try come straight from a set piece, from first phase, set move. That's obviously going to be the order of the day here. We're not going to see phase after phase after phase, banging away and eventually getting through. So once again, Lions 15 will have the scrum inside their own 22 and have to find a way out of the 22 game.
Yeah, you see Luca Buckus getting some running repairs. Of course, what they've done of late, they've just had a quick heel. They've broken off the back and they've looked to run to kick. So the flankers of this DHL Stormers under 23 side need to really look through the scrum. As soon as that ball is out, they can break and really put some heat on this Lions 15 side.
Buckus getting pretty heavily strapped there. On the bench, we've got Vernon Paulo, very exciting prospect. Vernon joined the team fairly recently. He's been getting stuck in the training sessions, right?
Yeah, definitely. Look, Tuesday splits is not something I want to be part of. So luckily I'm wearing 2 jitters on my back. So happy, very happy with that. But just with this extra scrum from the Lions, that's probably the one department what we should give credit to the Lions. I think, even the URC squad, you can definitely see the mentality when they're trying to run the ball, and I think that just shows even wet weather, they're trying to back themselves, So definitely something the Stormers boys will be aware of, the 23 boys. So, yeah.
Just looking at the results in this competition so far, the Lions 4 consecutive bonus point wins. So they're on 20 points. They need 1 point from today to secure a place in the final. They'll want to do that so that next week, there's no pressure on them.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we obviously see in our URC campaign how important it is to have home field advantage. So obviously if they can, that'll definitely be front of mind for them to try and pick up a point. So if you can play in front of your own friends and family, why not?
All right, ready to get back underway. Buckus seems to be okay. Be interesting to see how much pressure the DHL Stormers pack can put the Lions 15 under here. Solid. They've been solid on their own ball, but there is pressure coming. Referee decides, nope, he's let it come. And they go wide again. This Lions 15 team not afraid to run it into the wind. Damani does really, really well to get across. He had his hands on the ball, but no joy from the referee there. Here they come now. And it's a penalty this time for not rolling away. He's taken it quickly, but it wasn't from the mark. Chiba might feel a little bit hard done by there. He seemed to be in over the ball. We've made good ground. Maybe not getting the recognition that he felt he deserved.
Maybe it was inclement weather that got in the way of the assistant referee's vision. Looked like a holding penalty. However, it's gone the way of the Lions.
Got to put those windscreen wipers on at a fast pace today.
So it'll be the Lions through their pivot in Matsilia, looking to get some territory. The longer this drags on, the happier the Lions camp will be. They've managed to keep it down to the one score. The Stormers 23 will want to use this wind. They need another score before half-time. As Ruanel touched on, you need to be 2 scores ahead in conditions like this.
Kutse's managed to put them into the 22. This is another crucial line out here. Not contested by the DHL Stormers 23, and it's a volley from JL Duplessis, who then makes the tackle. It was a very scrappy passage of play there. End result is that the Lions 15 have managed to secure it, but they're maybe about 15 meters back from where they had the original line out, and they'll have a scrum this time. Wasn't the sweetest volley I've ever seen. I wouldn't call it a Cristiano Ronaldo, but got the job done. Managed to clear the line somehow. The rain starts to be swept across this field here at the Stormers Rugby High Performance Centre.
Just on weather like this, you boys are heading over to the United Kingdom, facing Ulster away, Cardiff away, similar conditions expected. What has the prep been around weather conditions like this?
Yeah, it's been good, Gino. I feel like the Stormers boys have been touring well this season. We've been good on the road. So Northern Hemisphere teams obviously faced a bit of that weather last year without 2 overseas. So like I just said, it's probably just playing smart. Luckily our game drivers have been shaping well these last couple of games about getting us in the right areas. So it's exactly like this game, they're getting to the right areas, probably just being a little bit more clinical once we get down there to try and see if we can come out of the 22 with points.
Absolutely. Now, scrum time again. The last scrum, well, it was creaking there for the Lions. Can this DHL Stormers 23 side put the hammer down again? They've been so effective in this area of the game, Michael.
Interesting again, you see Daimani packing down on number 8 with Murabe at 7. This time, the front row collapses. The referee didn't like that, and it's a penalty. Libba losing his feet there. And Kutsia will have a chance to put it into the 22 again. DHL Stormers 23 really being forced to absorb a lot of pressure. They stood up well so far, but they will be mindful that second half they'll be playing into the wind. Of course, the bench will have such a big impact on this game. Got some really exciting names on the bench as usual, so looks like they want to contest this ball. There it goes, and Barnard gets up, does well. Slippery ball, and Mars loses it forward, unfortunately. Well, a bit of a bar of soap out there.
Well, both lineouts really battling in these conditions. It's gone awry for the Lions. However, JC Mars, he's just dropped one in the slips and he's handed possession back to the Lions.
You also need to take the heat, right? Yeah.
Bacchus and Libba just having a chat with the ref there, making sure they understand exactly what he's looking for. Crucial position here. Lions 15 will feel that they got away with one there. Tough one for Mars. Ball at his ankles.
Ron, you've played a bit of rugby on the wing. As an experienced winger, what are your hands got to do in conditions like this?
Oh, gee, look, man, it's tricky conditions. If that ball's wet, that thing is going anyway. So yeah, probably, look, there's pressure. Probably fall on it, probably your best bet, and trying to pick it up with both hands, That's just what I would do, but obviously every guy's, it's handling that thing differently.
It's a great contest at scrum time at the moment, actually. And the ball is lost forward by the Lions 15. Mars jumps on it, and it'll be a scrum for the DHL Stormers 23 this time.
Must add, you were used on the wing in your younger days when you had a lot more pace.
Somehow, yeah, thanks, G. Still have, just a little less right now. So.
Just remind me, that bonus point try at DHL Stadium on Saturday, where were you there?
On the wing,
yeah.
We'll just say, just show some clips to Gareth again. So
Managed to get on the end of that one, okay.
Yeah, I said you started running when the ball got fed into the scrum, so that's great news for you.
let me tell you something, when you get older, experience counts for a lot. So it's almost preempting where that ball's gonna go. So yeah,
You never get older, just more experienced and mature.
that's the thing.
Right now, the DHL Stormers under 23 side will really want to exit here.
Crucial scrum here for the DHL Stormers 23. Sodden conditions here in Bellville. Interesting to see which way the scrum goes. Big shove there and the shoulder. Referee calls for the reset. It's a fierce contest at scrum time, and we've seen a lot of the lineouts being contested as well. So the set piece, something of a lottery in this game.
I found that hard to fathom. The DHL Stormers 23 side have really had the upper hand come scrum time. To see many people huddled together under umbrellas, such as the weather.
Part of the crowd today, the unmistakable figure of Julian Barnard skulking the touchline. Had a little bit upset with us, Gareth, for some of the comments we had last week, but comes with the territory, if you ask me.
Well, Julian, of course, a very strong man that wasn't shown on the rugby field.
Another strong scrum. Here goes Marabi off the base. Roche is there in support. They clean that one well. Ngubeni gets it back to Duplessis. This one goes high. Good take there from Darman. And he steps his way up about 30 meters out. Lions 15. A chance to come again. Barnard.
Oh, just touched on his dad. Well, look at the work done by Tom Barnard here. Strong base, got in over the ball like a limpet. You weren't going to move him. Fantastic skill set shown by the robust number 4, the abrasive number 4.
You can tell when there's a Rondebosch boy who did well. The mayor of Rondebosch, Gareth Wright, gets very, very excited.
You got very excited right now.
JL Duplessis with a chance to find touch. And he does not. Missed. He's maybe bitten a bit more than he can chew here, and the Lions 15 had a chance to run it back. They bring it up to the 10-meter line. Really want to settle things down and make sure you're touch in that scenario. Another solid hit on defense. Plenty of intent shown without the ball in hand from the DHL Stormers 23. Salia shown a good ability to kick off both feet here, crucial in these positions. And it's a good contest. Lost forward by the Lions 15. And here comes Ngubeni. What can they do now? Miller. Good strength. King space gets over. And it goes to Marabi. This time he goes low. And they get the ball back. Looks like they're setting up for the kick again. Who's going to be after this one? It looks like Mars chasing. What can he do? Up in the air. He gets up. He's done so well and he's taken the ball. Unbelievable work in the air from JC Mars. Provides a real opportunity for his team here. Ngubeni having to dig. There goes Porter. Ngubeni again, it's quick ball. Duplessis now sends it wide. That's Bull. Puts his head down. It's a hard running centre, Josh Bull. And clearly Kuzwayo. Couple of phases now. Not really going anywhere. They're going to want to have to do something a little bit different. Good pass from Duplessis. Roche does well. Get over the advantage line as they approach the 22. Ngubeni now. Porter again. And it's slow ball this time for the DHL Stormers 23. Damoni to Fuller. Ngubeni again. He's been impressive this afternoon. Damoni looks like he's the playmaker at the moment. That one goes through the hands of Roche. Luckily Fuller was able to hold on. And they keep coming. Phase after phase after phase. And not really much forward momentum here. Might want to put a little kick through or just change things up a little bit because it looks like there's a red wall in defense. Lions 15 defending really well. Ball splits out. And that one went into touch. So it'll be a put in for the Lions 15. Good defensive set there from the visitors.
Yeah, and just a little bit of a lack of enterprise shown by this DHL Stormers 23 side. They just hammered it up and then went the same way, hammered it up and then came back into that piston play. Wasn't yielding fruit after the first time they went there. They should have gone open side or gone to the boot and try contested in the air. Great work by Mars in the air, one must say. However, it's gone the way of the Lions this time.
The question's got to be asked, Gareth. I mean, they obviously saw some change out of going aerial. JC Mars winning the ball. Then after that, it was just carry after carry, fairly one-dimensional. No, maybe a little putter, a little grubber through something, to get in behind the Lions' defence. Didn't really seem like they had other options or ideas.
Well, absolutely. Jean-Luc Duplessis, he spotted the space. He just had a small inclination where he wanted to go to the boot. He pulled out at the last minute, and unfortunately for the evergreen pivot, he didn't exercise the usage of the boot. And the Lions now have a line out to try and exercise and get out of their own half of the field. Very tricky conditions for both throws. And this DHL Stormers 23 side will want to get up and compete in the form of Porter.
Yeah, we've got 7 minutes until half-time. They really want to get that second score, as Rowan alluded to earlier. Lions 15 do well to secure the ball. One of the few line-outs that they managed to win cleanly today, either side. They've got the ball just outside their 22. Again, it'll be Cilliers on the boot. He's been impressive from the base. Mars is under that, and unfortunately, that one goes forward. The Lions get it on the front foot. Both teams seeing some change out of putting the ball in the air. It's got to be something that they're both going to look at in the second half, Ron.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm a big fan. When you're not going anywhere, try and get into the air, try and win a bit of field position like that. Through the boot, get in the air, make it, go and catch it cleanly, make it a scrap battle. And obviously, if you win those scraps, you're in a great position. If it's a knock on to them, we're going to a set piece again. So yeah, just to add on what Gareth said there, maybe like a little bit of lack of initiative there on the attack side of things.
Right, so we'll have a Lions 15 scrum inside their own half still. Interesting to see how they exit from here.
Such tough conditions. You saw when that kick went up, it was swirling there in the heavens. And unfortunately this time around for Mars, he just couldn't contend with the contestable.
Really dark grey clouds here in Bellville. Table Mountain completely obscured. Rain coming and going. Wind very blustery, as we said earlier, Gareth.
Not doing too much for my hair.
I think the gel's got that covered. Comes Cilliers now to Kutsia, and they're spreading it wide. Interesting option in their own half. Bull up there quickly, contesting the breakdown. Duplessis unhappy with the call from the ref, but Lions have managed to hang on to it. Now they're back on their 22, and again it's juggled. That was their captain, the Steenkamp. Again, Cilliers goes to the air. This one's gone pretty much straight up, and referee says they were in front of the kicker. So opportunity here. Might see a crack at goal, Gareth.
Surely you want to take a 3-on off here.
We saw him slot a great kick from the touchline to convert the try. But no, they're going to go to the corner again. Being a bit of a lottery, the line-out, to be fair. So interesting to see how this one works out. No doubt Gary Porter got confidence in the players around him.
Well, it's 5 or so minutes before half-time. Get the 3-10-0 up, smack it back into their half. All of a sudden you get another try before half-time, 17-0 up at the break. That would have been my call. However, I'm not playing anymore, Michael, so it's now up to the pack now. What can they deliver? Buckers needs to find his jumper in Porter, and he's done that.
Where we go. It's the first time they're able to set them all properly, and it looks like they've done well. Some good momentum here with Daimani. They're over the line, and the try is given. Great call.
And Mike, I told you so. They should have gone to the line. Brilliant work by the pack. And the penalty has yielded 5, potentially 7 points. And it's Keke Marabi who's got up and got in with the goods. The big burly number 8.
The big buffalo, Keke Marabi. Great set here from the line-out. Porter shearing around. We saw Marabi score a similar sort of maul try for the Stormers against Glasgow last week. And again, as I said earlier, he brings momentum, very hard to stop when he gets his centre of gravity nice and low. I would hate to get in the way of Keke Marabi when he's got the ball going forward.
But that's job done from this DHL Stormers 23 side. A good effective kick on the 5, good throw from Buckers to Porter, then they set them all. The legs were working in unison, and Marabi's got in for his 5-pointer now. Can Du Plessis add the extra? He's got a heck of a win to contend with. He'll need to start it on the right hand upright, draw them from right to left as a left footer. This time it's gone right.
Just away to the left there.
Well, 3 minutes to go till half time. It's this DHL Stormers 23 side that lead this Lions 15 side by 12-0. Great work from Bacchus and company. Porter was the recipient, and then look at the efforts from the pack as they managed to outmuscle this Lions 15 side.
Two and a half minutes to half time. 12-0 to DHL Stormers 23. A crucial second score. And possibly more importantly, keeping the opposition scoreless in the first half. We saw the same thing last week at DHL Stadium. Now, can they close it out? Take that 12-point lead into half time. Box kick from Ngabeni. It's maybe a bit deep this time, but Mars is after it. And he's putting Mento under a bit of pressure, but Mento's done well to get away from him there. Good contest on the ground. Buckets getting stuck in there. And again, Lions 15 finding themselves having to play themselves out of their own half. Saliers shaping for the box kick again. He's got options. He can kick with the right or the left. He's shown. It's a good one. Again, the wind playing a factor. And Darman comes away with that time. So they've done well there, despite intentions of JC Mars. Saliers deciding to pass this time. Well met on defense. Gary Porter, the Michael Husian, making the hit that time. Slow ball for the Lions 15. So Saliers goes high. Again, the swirling wind wreaking havoc, and it comes back for the DHL Stormers 23. Du Plessis with the long pass out to Miller, and that's going to roll for days. Might end up going dead. Unfortunate. That's what you've got to contend with the wind at your back, Gary.
Yeah, you got to get your angles right here, and this time around Dylan Miller didn't get the angle right. And it will be the final play of the half. Scrum feed to the Lions. Just inside that DHL 23 10-meter line. I tell you, Mark, it was like jolling and shouting to the left of us. Very intense game of rugby. Both sets of coaches wanting their players to get up and win this contest. A well contested battle.
One thing you have to say about the Lions, though, Gareth, is their junior structures are always competitive. We've seen those guys come through, and now it's translating into results in the URC as well, lying third on the log. They've been really impressive. Their senior teams on the way out to Ireland tonight. They've got 2 big games against Leinster and Munster coming up. And they'll want to make the playoffs for the first time. But this is the guys that they've really, invested in. Next generation.
They've got a very good pipeline. But yet to have this DHL Stormers 23 side, of course, reignited the institute down here. So great to see that the structures are being put into place by Messrs. LaRue and company, our CEO, who really is doing a yeoman job.
As the siren goes, last spin of the dice here for the Lions 15. Can they come away with something to take into half time? This will be a big psychological factor either way. DHL Stormers 23 will be looking to shut them down, take that 12-0 lead into half time, go get some oranges. It's a good contest at scrum time. The referee lets it go. Carried up hard in midfield. Well organised on defence, DHL Stormers 23. To pass. Well met in the tackle from Herman Libber there. Saliers goes digging. Another good tackle. That time it was Johnny Roche. They're skipping again. Lions have shown that they're willing to send the ball wide in these conditions. Hasn't always worked out for them. That's their DNA, I suppose. The Lions will always have a go, won't they? Saliers again. Haven't really gone anywhere since the scrum. And again, impressive defence from the DHL Stormers 23. You can see the intent, the willingness to work. Again, it looks like they've actually gone backwards from where they had the original scrum, and now it's a good contest over the ball. Referee says he may be a little too eager.
Oh, tough call. Devon Fuller put in a thunderous hit on Reynard Jonker. And great work from Fuller in defence. Oh, the penalty's gone the way of the Lions, as Couture will look to march his team down that open side touchline.
Into the teeth of the wind here in Bellville.
Well, this will definitely be last chance saloon now for this Lions 23 side, who want to get something out of the half. However, on the flip side of the coin, the Stormers under 23 side will want to avert danger, of which they have, and that'll be half time down here at the High Performance Centre in Bellville. Surely referee will blow his whistle for half time.
No.
Well, he has to play the phase, and now kick it out.
That throw in from the Lions 15, more skew than Gareth Wright's fringe today in this blustery conditions. But there's an opportunity for the DHL Stormers 23. What they want to do here is just secure the ball and get it off the park, surely.
Well, if you get a scrum penalty now, you got an option now to smack it deep.
I am getting daggers stared at me from Brock Harris. He's having none of that. He's looking for the penalty. He's hungry for more points. Fair enough. How dare I suggest that they want to get off the park. Brocky calling for the big shove, but it's a good contest from the Lions 15, and yep, they'll take that. They'll take a 12-0 lead into half time. Good contest here, Gareth.
That's it, all she wrote in this first half, as Dylan November calls time on what has been a pulsating first half. 2 tries to the good for this DHL Stormers 23 side as they lead this contest against the Lions 15 down here in Bellville by 12-0. Join us for the second half in a few moments' time.
Thanks for joining us for the first 40, everyone, here on Stormers TV. Don't forget to give us a subscribe. During halftime, we'll have a look back at last weekend. It was an incredible match day at DHL Stadium, and our unfiltered video of the DHL Stormers versus the Glasgow Warriors. We saw Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu play his 50th match. We saw Marcus Muller become the youngest ever DHL Stormer. We saw 6 tries from the DHL Stormers in front of a great crowd. So let's take a look back, same time last week, at what we all enjoyed, and we'll catch you again for the second half after that. Cheers.
All that matters is our connection today. How hard we're going to work for each other, off the ball and on the ball. It's not about you as an individual. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to miss a read through. You're going to miss a tackle or whatever. But finding the next ways of the next job influence, okay? We can help each other the whole time. 80 minutes. Back up. Yep. Back. Yep. Come on. I can see, boys, huh? Only thing we can do is just encourage each other. Call it, give my car micro chats. Feed off the energy here. I promise you now we're ready, boys, huh? Ruby? Yeah. Lekker. Just to get your minds wrapped around it, we're sending left to right as well. They won the toss, they chose to receive. So let's just be aware. They're trying to, as they can try hard clip, let's just be aware there, boys, alright? Yeah. So let's start processing already. Where we want that kick to be, how are we going to defend that thing? They want to make a statement, we're making a statement back, same time. Yep. Alright. Like a warm, boys, like energy, huh? Stop him! Asseblief, boys. Ruby, ons kyk op die hele tyd, alright? Let's encourage each other die hele tyd. Ons gaan meer nog meer trek. Get die boys, well done. Stop him! Stop him! Boys, ja.
Alright, good time to get your Stormers. They're heading down the tunnel.
Dankie boy, Sash. Well done, boy, huh? Very special. Markie, well done, guys. It's my blade for that. We're so happy we could be with you guys on obviously the special occasion. Just be yourselves, boys. That's why we love you. That's why you're here.
They'll be biking. The only 2 guys in the contact. Make sure, boys, you're buying us seconds there. Ruby was market a fight though. So the rest of us, let's look up, let's pick up numbers. Flip side as well. When we're carrying, boys, we're carrying nice and low. We know they want to choke. Let's get those barrels in. Because Mark, let's here, we'll readjust, boys, if we need to. All right. Let's stay on it, boys. All right. Let's stay ruthless. Blade wide. All right. That's a controlled aggression, boys. All right. So, clear it, boys. Back up.
Make sure we tap the ball. Cheers.
It actually worked.
One day.
Quick kick.
Tell forwards and Sash and Gaza, just stick to what's working. We're actually putting the forwards under the pump. That's why we're getting a reward. Okay, the backs, like, it'll open up, the magic will come, but stay in front. We're actually dominating them in front. Okay.
Kom ons kom met op die one-man lift voor. BJ, dit gaan nog steeds, jy weet, sell-out sal in die middel wees.
Ja, kom ek sê so, as ons buite gaan die 2 toer is, hulle is al klein so te oproepen.
And it's in here, boys. All right. We're not going to go out there and start playing rugby and fancy and romanticise. Play right. Forward. Let's get exit properly now. Let's get out of it, please. Yeah.
We don't have to invent this game. Power, anger, fury, tackles, carries, cleans. What we talked about in the thing, we can put them away. Okay? It's only if we want to different back in the game. In fact, we don't.
Boys, simple message. Double say everything. What's the one thing that can derail us right now? Going off plane. Making decisions. Losing connection. All right. It's a great half of rugby. I don't mind those 2 tries. It's silly penalties that we conceded. All right. We already chatted about it, boys. All right. One thing we said in the week, if we give them middle earth penalties, we'll end up in our 22. So 2 keer penalties weggegee, ons vingers 2 keer verbrand. Just stick to the plan, boys. Keep on with that connection. Keep on staying direct. The plan is working. All right, boys. That's the only thing I'm giving you guys with. Yeah. Just be ruthless in the plan. Ruby, ons doing great. Right, let's keep it there, boys. All right. Ja. Lekker. Storm! Boys, boys. Ons die volgende is van ons stoel. Hulle gaan put op the gas now and see next team to score. There's nothing I'll put up the gas, boys. Good play now, eh? Still.
Vol, Holland!
Still the same man.
Keep going!
Come on!
Pull it.
Advantage, no advantage. Rock forward.
Well done, forward!
Through the seam there.
Yes, boys! Look it! Diep lekker!
It was a super important win for us. I think, you know, like in context of this competition, super important. Also, it puts a lot of last week into context. They're kind of a good team, but what we went through that last week was tough, and we can't say it didn't have any effect on us. But then we come back like that. Could be proud of you guys, and there's no doubt he's smiling now. Well done. That's the Stormers, and once more it gets reminded to us how far we can go in this tournament.
Sasha, 50 guys.
Yes!
To the debut, boy. Well done, Marcus.
Welcome back to the Stormers Rugby High Performance Centre here in Bellville. Half time is over. Hope you enjoyed the Unfiltered from DHL Stormers versus Glasgow Warriors. We're getting ready for the second half. It's going to be a tough one for the DHL Stormers 23, Gareth. Playing into the wind now, though we do have at least dry conditions for kickoff.
Absolutely. The chat at half time would have been to keep the ball for the Stormers, DHL Stormers 23 side. They're going to look to go the aerial route one field.
Porter secures that ball on the 22. Right there on the far side. Gobeni taking his time, gets it to Barnard. A little bit upright in the carry and punished. Driven backwards. Slow ball again. Gobeni shaping to kick. Hoists it, puts a bit of distance on this. Not much pressure on the catch. There's Mars. Here comes Saliers. Lions 15 looking to make something happen. Roche with a catch up and it's lost forward. Great defense again from the DHL Stormers 23. Ngubeni with the kick away. It's gone awry. Picked up by the Lions 15. A little bit scrappy. There's some gaps starting to show at the beginning of the second half. Knocked on again. Some interesting dribbling skills from the Man United fan, JL Duplessis. Gareth.
Of course. But very scrappy start to the half. Contestable, going too far. Good pressure coming in from the Lions. And then just a litany of errors from both sides.
Right, so we'll settle it down with the scrum. Looking like there's a few more gaps opening up on defence. Saw some tigerish defence from both sides in the first half. Really wasn't much room to manoeuvre on attack. Maybe in the second half we'll see ball getting a bit more air. As I said, so far it's dry.
Well, as the players begin to tire, of course, those gaps do start to appear. Both sides will be looking to go to the bench. And the scrum that worked wonders in that first half for this DHL Stormers 23 side will look to continue it. And it's
Short
a free
arm.
kick.
It's a short arm. Yes, the benches are both going to be so important today. That Lions 15 bench, the likes of Ruben Skuman and Jared Cairns, guys with URC experience, definitely going to have something to say about this result today.
Let's go.
Short arm, so likely to be hoisted by JL. It goes high. Daimoni's after this one. Good contest in the air from Hartzenberg. Here's Fuller. A little bit of space to work with. Driving those legs. Getting over the advantage line. Gubeni clears quickly. Porter, good hands to Duplessis. It's a good pass to Roche. Chance to run now. Offload in the tackle. Did he need to do that? It was lost forward by the Lions 15, so we'll come back. No, it was lost forward by Roche initially, so the Lions 15 will have a put into the scrum. In these conditions, is it necessary to force the offload like that, Gary?
To tuck and go. As we see, is that Josie? No, that's Sasha. Sasha. Wow, great to see him supporting the young guys.
Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu here to support. Obviously, quite a few guys that were in his age group in this DHL Stormers 23 team.
Great to see him coming out to support his peers and his contemporaries.
I had a word with him at half-time, Gareth. He said he might come across and join us for a bit of commentary. See how we go. Lions 15 with the put-in inside their own half. Been impressed with Saliers, the scrum off. Kicks off both feet.
Oh, two stalwarts there. Helmut Lehmann on the left, and of course Brock Harris. Played 537 games professionally. As we now welcome into the front, the commentary box here, Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. Sash, what have you made of the first 44 minutes or so?
Scoreboard says a lot. I think Stormers have had the dominance in many aspects of the game. I think JL's been doing well with sticking to the kicking game, and the first try has summarised our game so far, just basics getting us points.
Sasha, you obviously know this field quite well, having spent a lot of quality time out here with the kicking coach. Conditions today really, really tricky.
Yeah, definitely, but I think if there was any group of players to know it best, it's probably ours. So big upper hand there with the home ground advantage, and like you said, we did a lot of work here with that kicking coach. Can't remember what's his name. Oh, Gareth Wright. We know we did a lot of work with Gareth, so we call him G. So yeah, we did a lot of work here, so very comfortable out here.
Who would you say kicks more in an average kicking session, you or Gareth?
G 10x.
Okay, Mark. Right, here we go, Sash. Two sides to attack here from the Lions defensively. What have the Stormers 23 side got to do here to avert danger?
So personally, I think the Lions will bring this ball left and then put it in behind. Go right towards JC Mars' side and then maybe kick behind them. Should be a good option. So if the Stormers can push the Lions to the left, that's beneficial. Here's the grubber, most probably. Okay, no grubber.
Oh, huge hit there from JL Duplessis, putting the shoulder in. Lions had their scrum advantage, so they can throw the kitchen sink at it. Johnny Roche making the hit, but the Lions get over the halfway. Kick over the top from Saliers, nobody home. Mars was up and finds a good touch just outside the 22. Just about what you said, Sash.
Yeah, that's probably the space they should have attacked in the first phase, but obviously they got the penalty advantage, so they could roll the dice there. But yeah, they're probably going to end up getting a line out pretty much there, right outside the 22, and they'll probably go the 6-man more.
Sash, just touching on last week, great for you guys to get back into the driver's seat as we see Hinkers from Vake and Vernon Paolo warming the legs just on last week. A massive boost for this DHL Stormers side and to get their campaign back in the right direction. Your thoughts?
Yeah, yesterday was huge and very significant for our season and just the emotion and the work that's been going in within the camp. I think we're very happy with that result. G, you'd know very, very much well how much that meant to us and how good that is for momentum going into the final 5.
Okay, Lions 15 with the line out now on the 22. With the wind at their back, crucial set piece here. Good contest from the DHL Stormers 23, and they come away with it. Barnard to Fuller as they come up to the 22. Lions desperate to get that one back, and it looks like they have won it back. They'll be able to snap back onto the attack now. Saliers with a big dummy, and he gets absolutely monstered by JL du Plessis. He's playing hard today.
Yeah, for me, Mike, what's very impressive there isn't just the collision, but it's the will to get back into the collision, to buy extra one or 2 seconds for our defensive line to set. From there, we get the holding up penalty because we're set before the lines, and that's all from JL's assist in the tackle.
Few people play harder than JL du Plessis. I mean, just in terms of being the wild child and putting his body on the line for his team.
Yeah, he really gets stuck in. He's an old school province man, and I think he holds those contact collisions very highly in his regard. So he's one of a kind there, I'll tell you that much.
Quality 10, one for the future, Sash.
Jean-Luc. Very much so. Cheers.
Right, so that was Sash. Thanks for joining us. And great to have his insights in this contest between the DHL Stormers 23 versus the Lions 15.
Gareth, great to have the likes of Ron Null and Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu join us today on Stormers TV. Obviously, these are great players. To have their insights worth their weight in gold.
Absolutely, of course, a man who's played many times for the Stormers in Ron Null, and of course Sasha has represented with South Africa with aplomb. So
we see now Vernon Paulo and Henkus van Wyk on the field. It's a short arm at the scrum, making the more experienced players making their presence felt. JL Dup making sure of his touch that time.
That's a wonderful touch founder from du Plessis, low into the wind. He's ready to a nicety as the pivot.
Lions 15 will be able to come from the line out just inside DHL Stormers 23 territory now. We've seen the territorial ascendancy early in the second half from the visitors, Gareth, and obviously the wind playing a role there.
Absolutely not. It's contest time at the line out. So difficult to find the tail of the line out, so you have to go up at 2 and 4.
No contest from the DHL Stormers 23, but they were waiting, and they've driven them back. Lions 15 go wide now, but the midfield are up quickly, hard off the line, meeting them in defence. As they go over halfway, the Lions 15. Celia now comes away to Kutsia. Again, they go wide, not afraid to give the ball a bit of air today. Again, Met on halfway, so not much ground being made here from the visitors. Again, hard off the line from the DHL Stormers 23. Fuller and Barnard. Slow ball for the visitors, but there was a foot there, and Celias takes it quickly. He's got away as he runs into the 22 now. It's the inside centre, Reynard Jonker. Here comes Kutsia. Great opportunity for the visitors now. Wind at their backs. And it's Chiva Daimani and Keke Marabe who do the cleaning up. But really, defence being stretched now. Lions 15 finding some chinks, finding some gaps. Getting some quick ball. Du Plessis struggling to get back to his feet there. There'll be a man down in defence. Great hit there from Zap Marabe. On the 22 now. Again, that defence needs to get organised. Lions 15 known for their enterprise on attack. Comes again and they go wide again. Du Plessis is not going to be able to catch him, is he? No, great tackle in the end there. Just dragged into touch. Try is given.
Well, they work the blind side of the Lions, and looks like it is the left winger in the shape of Jason Hugo who's got in for his try. And discipline so key, the DHL Stormers 23 giving away a penalty in midfield, and it's led to a 5-pointer with a conversion to come.
Daimani was there, but just couldn't stop Hugo from getting over in the corner. This kick now going to be crucial to determine whether it's a 7-point or a 5-point lead. Kutsia from wide on the left with the swirling wind. We saw Du Plessis put it wide from a similar sort of position in the first half.
It's a solid strike, but it's away to the left, and this DHL Stormers 23 side, who lead their Lions 15 counterparts by 12 points to 5, as we see Jean-Luc Duplessis crying off, and Carl Smith is his replacement.
Not a serious injury for JL, obviously just back from injury, battled with injury throughout his career, never really able to get any decent momentum going, but Smith we saw last week come on, make a big impact, so hopefully be able to do the same. Worrying signs for the home side though early in the second half, Gareth. They haven't really been able to play much in the opposition territory. They'll be wary, playing into the wind.
As we see, the Lions have brought on Cairns and Skumon, two of the EOC stalwarts, as Carl Smith will look to take up his position in the fly-off position.
Jared Cairns, of course, schooled at Paul Roos, played for DHL Western Province age group level. Good contest in the air there from Mars, but unable to secure it. Lions 15 come away with the ball, but forced into touch. Interesting to see what the call is here. And Vernon Paolo will get a chance to throw in at the line-out.
Brilliant work from JC Mars, getting up in the contest, putting the pressure on from the restart, and he's won his side effectively a turnover.
He's been king of the air the last 2 weeks, hasn't he? He's really done well the contesting.
His game has really developed in that sphere, and now Paolo, he needs to find his jumpers, and it's a bailout, and unfortunately this time doesn't go to hand.
We saw a shot there of Joel Leotlela getting ready to take the field. He had a facial injury, so that's what the mask is for.
A heck of a player is Leotlela.
Another player who's good in the air, Gareth.
Very good, and of course schooled up in Johannesburg at St. John's College, so you will know a good few number of these fellas in red.
Throw in for the Lions 15 now. Good contest, but they managed to secure the ball, and it is route one from the Johannesburg side. Celeste shaping to kick again. He's got the wind at his back this time. Mars is under it, takes it well, but he is scragged in the tackle there. The DHL Stormers 23 managed to secure it. Porter playing scrum off. Here goes Paolo. He's fresh. He wants to make his presence felt. He's not going to take a backward step. Vernon Paolo. Looks like it's Ngubeni's got it. He's shaping to kick again. Into the wind this time, so it hangs. Mars has got a good chance. Tap back again, but the Lions 15 come away with it. Missed by Paolo that time. Lions 15 have it on the front foot again. They want to strike again while they've got the momentum. And they go wide, not afraid to go wide. And it's Hugo again. Miller and Hartenberg makes the catch-up tackle. They're approaching the 22 now. Oh, big hit from Henkes van Wyk. Could feel that collision from up here. Could see again, they go wide, coast to coast, this Lions 15 side. Getting on the outside of the DHL Stormers 23 defense. I think it's a bit of a shift in tactic on attack since half time from the visitors, but that one is lost in the tackle from Skuman. And now Smith's turn to put the boot in. Nobody at home as it rolls over the 22. Can they put Hugo under some pressure here? Will he opt to kick? The wing decides to run, and it's Barnard who makes the tackle. We're about 30 meters out from the try line now. Saliers, what's he going to do? We've seen the Lions look to take the ball wide early in the second half here. Get around the defense rather than going through them.
I'll copy and paste here, Mike. It's surely going to heavens again, but he's got...
Salier kicks again. Again, he's got the wind behind him, so that one going deep. And Mars does well. Fields the ball over his shoulder. Has a crack himself. Swerving run from Mars. Such a deceptive runner, JC Mars. Ngubeni looks to his left. There's Marabe with the soft hands. You're not really expecting to see him pass too often, are you? Ngubeni this time. This time it's the forwards. Henkes van Wyk again. The experienced Henkes van Wyk. Slow ball for the DHL Stormers 23. It's got to be a kick coming. It's going to be an important chase here. JC Mars is after it again. But there's no one putting pressure on the Lions 15. And now they've got some space to work with. It goes out to Hugo again. Hartenberg manages to hold on as they come up to halfway. Hartenberg rolls out of there, does well. Kutsia. Another good double tackle in midfield. Because why that time? Good angle there from Finka. And the hooker's got away. And it's Celias. Swerves. Good tackle from Smith. Roche looks like he's over that one. Gets taken out off the ball right in front of the referee. Gets back to his feet. Seems to be okay. On the 22 now. Vernon Paolo in over the ball, and he's got the turnover. Crucial intervention from the replacement hooker.
Brilliant work by Paolo. He got in over the ball and won the contest. Great defensive set from us. DHL Stormers 23 side. The Lions have shown their intent. They're going to go wide. They're wanting to throw caution to the wind, chasing the score. As we see a few running repairs.
Gareth, we spoke in the first half about the importance of the kicking game and the contestables. We saw there the danger of a poor kick in a poor chase, giving the Lions a bit of an opportunity to run back at them.
The biggest thing about a contestable, it has to be a contest. So then secondly, the chase has got to be of the highest order to try and facilitate a pressure trap. As we see both sets of benches going to be critical in this last 23 minutes or so.
You see Audrey Smith there on the bench next to Luca Bacchus. The senior side, the DHL Stormers side, really out in force today, showing their support for the DHL Stormers 23. It's great to see as Lelo takes the field.
Let's go.
And it looks like he's going to be replacing JC Miles on that left wing.
Yep.
JC Miles had a workmanlike outing as the former Paul Boy scholar.
It's been a good outing again from JC Mars. He was really impressive last week. And especially his chasing and his contestable game. Not many opportunities to run with ball in hand today. Obviously the conditions making that tricky. As Smith manages to find touch just on halfway.
Well, now it's about game management now for this DHL Stormers 23 side. Try, catch it, drive it, stick it up in the air. They've been good in the contest all afternoon. Have this Stormers 23 side. Allow Hartzenberg to have a full crack at his opposite man in the form of Jason Hugo.
Crucial with opportunities so limited playing into the wind to win your own line-up ball here. So Paolo just made a good breakdown turnover. He's going to have to show his worth with the line-out as well. Chiba Daimoni goes up, secures it well, and they'll maul it. Lions were waiting for them. Referees told them to use it once. It's got to come out now, surely. Inching forward as they go over halfway. The call from Big Brock Harris is that it was collapsing, so there's a bit of advantage here for the DHL Stormers 23, and they decide to go wide this time. Leotlela gets a chance to stretch his legs, goes around his man, gets the offload away to Dylan Miller. Great pass there from Leotlela. Here goes Ngabeni with a chance to run at the opposition. Josh Bull, he gets it away to Keke Marabi. Some real forward momentum now for the DHL Stormers 23. But same thing that happened at the other end of the field. It's a breakdown penalty in the 22. Paolo can't believe it.
Well, there's some shaking of heads here because he initiated advantage and then he didn't call advantage of it. However, be that as it may, it is now a penalty that's gone the way of the Lions. The rain has abated, the wind has dropped, and
Gareth, we've seen both teams find some change from going wide in the second half, whereas the first half, obviously, the rain was teeming down, the ball was a bar of soap.
no.
It's not just the big boys on the field, they're here off the field as well.
Well, both sides have got a reward going wide, and conditions have now dried up, so there's a little bit of respite from the rain and the wind.
Lions 15, Skuman goes up and secures that ball. Here goes Kutsia. Tough one for Smith in midfield, but he makes his tackle again. Lions 15 go, and the defence up in their faces, forces the knock on.
Great work from Josh Bull in defence. He made the read, forced the knock on, and it is an opportunity now for the replacements in Henkes van Wyk, Vernon Paolo, and Kuzwayo to now potentially try and get their side going forward at scrum time.
Already 20 minutes played in the second half. Just had the one try. The Lions 15 scoring in the corner. It's a 7-point game. So at this point, the Lions sitting on the 1 point they need to secure their place in the final. Stormers 23 really fighting for their future in this competition. Of course, we've got the Vodacom Bulls 15 playing the Hollywood Bets under 23, Hollywood Bet Sharks under 23 at the same time. So depending on the result of that game, could see the DHL Stormers 23 move up to second position on the standings.
And of course, one more round post this game today. It'll be a replica of this contest up in Johannesburg. And the Bulls will take on the Sharks again in next week's contest, as we see Heinko Poorman being replaced.
So there's been another replacement for the DHL Stormers 23. Wandile Mlaba is on the field. Very exciting prospect, Mlaba. A rangy loose forward with serious pace and some great hands. He's been brought on for Keke Morabe, and we've got Hachiba Daimani down at number 8.
We touched on Wandile and Mlaba. He made his Stormers debut earlier this year against Harlequin, so great to see him back in the fray. Of course, there'll be lots of those up at Blair Gowan shouting, Bumalaka, Bumalaka, go you good thing, go, Wandile.
We've got two Michael Hoosians on the field at the same time here with Gary Porter in the second row. Unheard of. Solid scrum from the DHL Stormers 23, looking for the penalty, and they got it. Brock Harris loved that one. Here goes Suleiman Hartenberg coming into midfield. Got an opportunity now to pull the trigger, do something magic, because they've got the advantage. And Ngubeni knows that, puts in the little kick, and they'll come back.
Oh dear. There's an issue
injury
with the replacement in Nongogo. He looks like he's been knocked out.
I think he got his head on the wrong side of the tackle when he tried to bring Hartenberg down there, Gareth. Crunched in midfield.
Never nice to see that. We just hope that he's okay.
Yeah, we see the medic golf cart coming on the field here. Hopefully he'll be all right. Hartenberg also getting some attention from the doctor, so I think that collision really taking its toll on both sides. Sully looks like he's okay. Jogs to join his teammates now. This game right in the balance, 20 minutes to play. We haven't seen either side score a point playing into the wind. I think that's important to note.
Well, some of the big fellas have arrived there. It looks like Evan Roos.
It's Dan Duplessis.
It is indeed. My eyes are failing me.
Dan Dup here to watch his cousin. I just hope he was here for the first half to see JL.
I'm sure the SNC staff won't be happy about that.
We'll have to let Rifa Juppy know about that. Getting stuck into the tuck shop. Last week we saw tries being run in from all angles at DHL Stadium. Obviously conditions far more conducive to running rugby. Different story here out in Bellville this afternoon. Just the 3 tries in total, all coming on one end of the pitch. DHL Stormers 23 will know that 12 points is probably not enough for the win. They're going to need to back that up in the second half.
Well, they need to get 2 scores clear, so they'll want to get the try bonus point as well, as we see another 2 replacements coming on for the Lions, and Morgan Ordeau, who of course has URC experience, and US Kevani, who's now made his way off the field, and we send our well wishes to Asemale Nongogo. We hope that he has a speedy recovery. He's up on the golf cart, so he looks all right.
Of course, that monster scrum brought a penalty. There will be a chance for Smith to look for touch in the 22. Kicking towards the gym here at the Stormers Rugby HBC. Gareth, you'll be aiming for the door of the gym, is that right?
Well, that's it. He's just got to make sure. You've got to wait for the golf cart to come off the field first before we can go, Mr. Referee. So Carl Smith, of course, he's made his way onto the field for the evergreen Jean-Luc Duplessis, taken over in the fly position. And he'll be looking to find touch down this building side touchline.
Ngogo looks all right, shaking his head. Smith made sure of his touch. Paolo will have a chance. About 30 meters out. We've seen the changes being rung up front. And it's Barnard who goes up. Good contest from Skuman. And the Lions 15 come away with it. Paolo hunting down Saliers. He's been all action since he's come on, Vernon Paolo. Really made his presence felt. Looks a good prospect. Of course, playing behind the likes of Andre Hugo Fenter and JJ Kotza. Really determined to make a case to make his DHL Stormers debut. Sully Hartzenberg's under this one and is knocked forward, unfortunately. Lions 15 will get to put into the scrum this time. Good pressure from the Lions 15 that time.
Hartzenberg taking his off the ball at the critical juncture.
The corner, Finca doing well to put him under pressure there. So, different story now. Lions 15 with the put in the scrum, win at their backs just over the halfway line. And we've seen in the second half, they're going to look to go wide.
Yeah, they've shown a willingness to put the ball into wider channels. There's a bit of a bunching in the midfield here. You'd expect Jonker either to truck it up or a wraparound of sorts.
That's it. Henkes van Beek blown up that time for collapsing in the front row. And that's gone from bad to worse here for the DHL Stormers 23.
Well, just 3 critical mistakes here. A missed line out, a missed contestable, and then a penalty at scrum time that's allowed the Lions 15 to march their way into that DHL Stormers 23-22.
Must be said, Gareth, the Lions 15's contesting it has been impressive at line-out time. Here they come again.
Yeah, of course, Ruben Skuman has oodles of experience.
And it's well contested that time from the DHL Stormers 23. Here comes Mlaba. He's got pace, that man. In no hurry. Ngubeni got it at the base. Who's going to chase this one? It's charged down by the Lions 15. But that's worked out quite well in the end. And it'll be the put in at the line out for the DHL Stormers 23. Paolo now will be desperate to find his jumpers. They've been under pressure, as we said, from this Lions 15 line-out. Both sides been contesting well. This time it goes to Porter, calls it on himself. And again, it's lost. And here come the Lions 15. Bouncing ball in midfield. Cut back in. Who's going to bring him down? No, it's Kuzwayo in the end, MK. Lions 15 go wide again. Defense stretch this time. Hartzenberg does well to get across. And they're just outside the 22 now, and it's a penalty to the attacking team at the breakdown. Double blast on the whistle from the referee. He's going to have a chat. Getting some advice from the sideline, it seems. But again, it'll be the Lions 15 with the chance to set an attacking line-out. A lot of pressure on the home side here in their 22. We saw last time them do well to contest, get the ball out of their 22. They'll have to do the same.
Well, it's just another line-out that's gone awry that's putting this DHL Stormers 23 side under enormous pressure.
Here we go, Lions 15 with a kick veer from what we saw earlier. This time Skuman goes up and secures it. And they set the maul. It's going to be tough to stop from here. About 5 meters out, and they've got the advantage now. So whatever comes here, committed defense there from Laba, but they're just a couple meters short now as it comes out. Slow ball for the Lions 15. Johnny Roche, Josh Bull, get off the line, hit hard. slow progress. Of course, they will still have advantage. The referee has given the try. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Well, it all stems from 3 consecutive penalties in a row. That pressure has now told on this DHL Stormers 23 side. And with a conversion to come from the flower fan, Matt Kutsia, he could level up matters.
Here we see it. Forwards taking control. DHL Stormers 23 being asked to make tackle after tackle. Got through there. Now Kutsia puts it over, and we're all square. 12 all, 15 minutes to play.
Well, complete momentum swing in the last 5 or so minutes as the DHL Stormers 23 side gave away a surfeit of penalties, which has led to a 7-pointer from the lines, and it's all square 12 apiece down here in Bellville as Assad Moose enters the fray for Ezekiel Ngobeni.
Gareth, I think what we've seen is both sides have scored 2 tries and 1 conversion playing with the wind. And now we've got 15 minutes, game in the balance.
Well, it's whoever makes the least mistakes now. That is the critical message that both sets of coaching staff will get across to their players.
Beyond that, the DHL Stormers 23 are going to have to be the first team to score points into this wind. They've managed to win that restart back, so here's an opportunity from the scrum.
It's an area that has been outstanding this afternoon, getting up in the contest there. Leo Taylor.
Great in the air. We saw JC Mars do well to contest in the air. Taylor has replaced him, carried on in the same vein. But here's a platform. The line out might have been a bit of a lottery so far. Scrum has been solid.
Well, he's penalised the DHL Stormers 23 at the last scrum, so they'll need to sort out their ailments there.
We see the DHL Stormers family here. There's the physiotherapist Inga Kroy, alongside Ron Null, Sasha Feinberg, Gomazulu, Skaran Tubeni, and of course Kurt Coleman, played many a game for the Stormers. Put in from Assad Mus on the field. What can he inject? Goes to Roche. Beats 1 tackle. Brought to ground just outside the 22. Porter puts his head down. He's met behind the gain line. And playing the 9, pretty blatant. Referee wasn't going to miss that one. Not really much subtlety there from Marco Ferreira.
Well, slap bang in front. Surely Carl Smith will look to kick for poles.
Interesting call here. Carl Smith's going to have a shot at goal. This goes over as 15-12. You've heard that scoreline before.
31 years ago, Mark.
So he's about 30 metres out into the wind. Although Gareth died down a bit since the first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's he got to do here? Keep it low? What's the plan?
Well, he's just got to hit through his line. This wind will move it around, so it's now up to Carl Smith to see if he can stick this DHL Stormers 23 side back in the lead. Strike is solid. He picks the tee up straight away, and it's Carl Smith that has added the extras. And this DHL Stormers 23 side hit the front again by 15-12.
As I mentioned, those are the first points played into the wind the entire match. Crucial. Now, can they hang on to this lead? Can they build on this lead? We've got 11 minutes to play. This one looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Those who came out to brave the conditions in Bellville today getting a great contest between 2 good sides. Remember, this Lions 15 team has got bonus point wins from all 4 games they've played this season. This is a proper outfit. DHL Stormers 23 really showing their mettle today. Obviously, they're playing for their lives in this competition. A win here today will put them right in the mix for a place in that final on the 16th of May. But they're in there 22 now, and they're going to need to get out effectively. Morse with a kick over the top. And not much of a chase there, unfortunately. Leotlele and Mlaba. Tom Barnard's put in a shift today again. Makes the tackle. Damoni, one looked a bit high and the referee's got his arm out. That'll be disappointing. There's a little all-run. Kuzwayo also put in a massive shift today. Makes the tackle as they come up to the 22. Again, Lions 15 go wide. Mlaba catches his man behind the advantage line. Lions playing on the back foot, but they're showing a willingness to have a go, and there's a crack starting to appear here. The tight forward's tiring. Some of these guys have been on playing hard for 70 minutes. Celia now to Kutsia. Kutsia swings it wide. And it's Ferreira. Finds some space down the left touchline, and they're into the 22. Here come the Lions 15. Going to be hard to stop now. Barnard with another big collision. Young man's really put his body on the line. Henkes van Beek that time. Looks like the momentum is inevitable, and it's a try to the hooker, Mano Grobler. That'll be disappointing for the DHL Stormers 23. Just got their nose in front with the penalty, and response immediately from the visitors.
Well, poorest effort on offence from this DHL Stormers 23 side. They just soaked on defence. Again, big run from Nordia. He got inside 1-2 defenders, and he got the offload away, and it is the hooker and Mano Grobler who's got in for their third score of the afternoon.
This conversion will mean that the home side need to score a try to win this game. He stuck it through the middle, has Kutsia. That's a 4-point lead. 5 points will win the game. Just putting it out there.
Just Nordia coming back on the angle. He beats Henkes van Beek, and then he beats Darmani, gets the offload away, and then he pirouettes in contact, does Grobler, and he gets in for their third score of the afternoon. So it is 19 that plays 15 with a little over 8.5 minutes to go. Carl Smith needs to get this up and let his players contest in it.
Let Lela's after this one. Good contest, but the Lions 15 secure it. And they'll want to hold on to what? Celeste goes over the top, looks for territory, does well. Miller, good hands, good soft hands there. That could have gone wrong pretty easily. Steps one, gets the jersey tackle, and looks like they're trying to hold him up in the tackle. But he goes to ground, should be able to secure that. No, ball's not coming out of there. Referee says we'll have a scrum. Lions 15 with the put in. Looks like a tough road back from here. 8 minutes to play, 4 points down for the DHL Stormers 23.
Well, Miller did well initially. He needed to feed the pass to Roach and Bull, who were in support on his inside. Good defensive work from the Lions, just using the superior strength to hold up Miller. And they've won a scrum just inside that Stormers 23 10-metre line.
Solid scrum, and they go blind. Saliers look full of options today. Impressive player. Great little kick through. Lela somehow manages to hold on to that one, but the Lions have won it back, and there's the bonus point try. It's that man Saliers. It's been really impressive today, and you can see how pumped he is. That's the try that's possibly going to win this game for his team. Secured the bonus point that puts him in the final. It's Lions side. Been really impressive in the second half, scoring 24 points.
Well, Zian Saliers, the man who started to put the ball to boot. Clever attacking kick from the scrum off. Joel did well initially. He won the ball. It looked like a slight knock-on from the right winger in Damon, but that will matter a little. And quick as a flash, it was Zian Saliers, I beg your pardon, who's got in for the bonus point try for the Lions, and in the last 8 minutes they've scored.
Kutsia hooks that one across the face of the uprights there.
21 points in the last 8 minutes, so clever play from the scrum off, put ball to boot. The bounce was a little bit unkind, and then definitely a knock on coming in there. However, out of the clutches of those who are officiating, and it's gone the way of the Lions.
See, it was scrum off on scrum off action right at the end there, and it was Saliers who got the better of Assad Moos. Hugo this time wins it in the air. It was a short restart. And everything kind of running the way of the visitors at the moment. Here comes Sully Hartzenberg. What can he do? Here, now it's time to throw the offloads. Now it's time to see what we can do. Carl Smith, that one deemed to have gone forward. It's not bouncing the way of the DHL Stormers 23 at the moment.
Well, Hartzenberg did so well to get back there. Smith needed to let it to go earlier. Numbers to burn on the outside.
Nine points down, 5 minutes to play.
Well, their competition hangs in the balance now. The DHL Stormers 23, they need to score a try and somehow conjure up a way to pull this one out of the fire.
Yeah, I mean, a try or even a penalty here, Gareth, would at least salvage a bonus point. But at the moment, they just need to get their hands on the ball. Right?
Well, they've got it all to do. They're in the own half of the field, and the sands of time begin to tick away.
Slier feeds the scrum. Good contest there at the set piece, and DHL Stormers 23 with the penalty. So here we go. Is there a glimmer of hope? 2 tries here to win. Would be a fairy tale story, wouldn't it?
Well, first things first, Smith needs to find touch on the other side of the halfway, and he's done so just.
Right, now the challenge. Win your line-out ball.
Well, this has been their Achilles heel all afternoon. They've battled to win the line-out. Can the replacement Vernon Paulo find his jumpers?
Dalmani goes up and he secures it. They set them all. DHL Stormers 23 on the front foot, but well met in the maul by the visitors. Moose being told to use it now. Here goes Mlaba. He managed to hold on to that one. Yes, he did. Paulo now shrugs off one. A little bit isolated on the halfway now. Mlaba again looking for work. Been really energetic since he took the field. It looks like that one's been contested. And the Lions 15 have got it back. That man Saliers put it into touch just short of the 22. That's a great kick. DHL Stormers 23. They're saying it's a 50-22, Gareth.
Well, he's judged it to perfection as the scrum off in Zian Saliers. And now 2.5 minutes to go. You just wonder what is still up the sleeves of this DHL Stormers 23 side. Of course, Michael, they led with 15 minutes to go, 15 points to 12. However, 2 hammer blows have gone the way of the Lions.
Good contest at the line out this time. They've got it back, but it's in their 22. Gonna have to pull the trigger and do something special here. Even just to salvage a bonus point at this point.
They can't go to boot. They have to throw caution to the wind and exercise a bit of enterprise, throw it around.
It's being held up off the ground. And the Lions 15 come away with the ball. Chance to go wide here. They've already got 5 points sewn up if they just hold on to the ball. Run the clock down. Just a minute and a half left to go here. Slier now obviously taking his time. No need to rush things. Damoni, I would say he's put in a tigerish performance, but he's got the leopard print on his head. Skuman now. Hardebard. Ruben Skuman. And referees just stop play here. Looks like there's an injury. The Lions 15.
Mona Grobler, the man who's receiving some attention. So, 60 seconds. This one's managed to slip through the fingers of this DHL Stormers 23 side. Lots of positives though.
It's not over, Gareth. There's still a bonus point to play for. If they can somehow get down, get over the try line.
Seen some sizable pandas, Mono Grobler, and we hope that he's all right.
So let's talk about the conditions a little bit, Gareth. First half, DHL Stormers 23 playing with the wind, pouring rain, howling wind. Second half, the Lions 15 have had the ascendancy. It seemed to have dried up a bit.
Michael, we said
They got the toss right.
Yeah, we said it was a 15 to 23 point win. Of course, the Lions have scored 24 points in the second half. So as we see the crowds begin to filter out here.
Ruan, Skara, Sasha, great to have them here today. Obviously, they'll be off early next week. Go across to Belfast, represent the DHL Stormers in a crucial match at the Ifedia Stadium against Ulster next Friday night. Greeting the legendary Rob Wagner there.
Rob Wagner, they used to call him Rambo Wagner. He was a very tough breakaway flanker for Western Province in the old days, and of course Villagers. Told me about the 1980 club champs on numerous occasions.
Rob's done it all, Rob's seen it all. Nothing about the rugby industry that Rob hasn't been a part of.
And a true servant to this wonderful club, Rob Wagner.
So yeah, as I said, Gareth, that DHL Stormers squad jetting off to Ireland next week, ending the league stage of the URC with games against Ulster and Cardiff. Those are going to be crucial matches.
Two massive games, of course. Ulster and Belfast are very tough, as well as Cardiff in Cardiff. However, this DHL Stormers side has proved to friend and foe alike on the travels this season what they can do. So hopefully they'll be looking to replicate those performances that they put in earlier this season.
Yeah, if you look at the challenge though, they're playing on two 4G pitches, so they're artificial pitches, and they're playing against teams that are in the playoff mix. So they've got something to play. We're not talking about teams down at 14th, 15th on the log. You know, Ulster they're at 8th, Cardiff they're at 6th. They're fighting for their survival, so it's going to be tough.
Well, you always want to play against sides that are kind of test your ability.
Here we go now, final 30 seconds. Celia gets it away to Kutsia as the Lions looking for one last hurrah. Good contest at the breakdown from Hartenberg. Here goes Skuman as they move into the 22 now. Lions 15, massive hit from Josh Bull. Could hear that one from up here on the balcony. Skuman again, he's been industrious since he's come on second half. What can the Lions come up with here? Another big, there's some big hits coming in. You can see there's feeling here from the DHL Stormers 23. Maybe a bit of frustration about how these last 15 minutes have panned out. Good wide ball, Hartenberg gets across. Miller's there too. They really don't want to end with another score for the Lions. They'd love to run upfield, have the last say here as the hooter sounds here in Bellville. Ball's not coming out of there. Referee says, thank you very much, we've seen enough. So that's it here at the Stormers Rugby High Performance Centre in Bellville. Lions 15 with a 24-15 win. They'll take a full 5 points as they have from their first 4 games in this competition. So they're sitting pretty. It's going to be now impossible for anyone to catch them. And they'll go into next week, ahead of next week, with a comfortable lead on the standings. Whereas the DHL Stormers 23 are going to need some help elsewhere, and they're going to need a good performance next week in Johannesburg, Gareth.
Yeah, absolutely. A disappointing final result for this DHL Stormers 23 side. They had all the momentum going into half-time. Unfortunately, they conceded 24 points in the second half. And full-time down here in Bellville, it is the DHL Stormers 23 side that has lost out to their counterparts from the Lions 15 by 24 points to 15.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here on Stormers TV. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this, to give us a subscribe on YouTube. We'll catch you next time. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Brilliant footwork. Can Corsa get away? This is brilliant for Western Province.
For generations, this place has made players, a heritage unrivaled, a rugby community unlike any other, the pinnacle for young talent in our region, a place where belief begins and legends are made. But every journey has a next step. In the professional era, clarity matters. One system, one standard, one professional identity. Forged in province, now united as Stormers.